11 picks last year and 11 picks this year in 2018. 2 of those coming in round number 1 at 6 and 30. GM Ken Holland joining us on set right now. We know it's a busy time for you, so we appreciate just a few minutes of your time. We're about 60 minutes away here from the opening pick here in Dallas. What is this time frame like for you? How much talking are you doing down on the draft floor? Take us through the mindset of a general manager about an hour away from the draft.
Well, other than spending time with you guys.
What are you talking about?
Which we appreciate.
We're not used to having you here.
You know, I was walking the draft table talking to a few teams. Obviously, we have pick 6 over the course of the last few days, talking to teams about whether you want to move up or you want to move back. Beyond trades, I was obviously meeting with some managers, agents for our players, but this last hour, touching base with some teams that more about the draft picks. You know, you've got the grid here. Do you want to move back? What it's going to cost to move back, move up? Yeah. Pick 6 here. I don't think we're going to move up, but if the phone rings, we'll answer it if somebody wants to move up. But we're excited. We have lots of picks. We have 2 firsts, 2 seconds, 3 thirds. It's a real important weekend for the Detroit Red Wings.
Okay, Lotz and I have had this argument before, the quality or quantity at 11 picks last year, 11 picks this year.
Good discussion.
And you've got 7 picks in the top 3 rounds. I mean, that is quality and quantity. When you look at it, is it about having a lot of picks, or is it about having those picks early in the draft?
Well, I think having 4 picks in the top 36, and then, like you said, 7 in the top 90 or something is. We're hoping this is going to be a very, very important weekend as we look back, 3-4 years from now. So we think it's a really good draft. I think it's a really good top 10. I think from 20 to 40, there's going to be lots of good players. We got 3 picks in that range, and then as you get into the draft tomorrow and you get into the 3rd round, try to use it to maybe take some flyers, and you hope down the road you got some picks. But certainly the focus always is on the 1st round and the high first, but lots of teams, I think of the Detroit late 3rd, Johan Franzen, 6th, Datsuk, 7th, Zetterberg, 11th round, Eriksson. If you're going to have success, you got to find players all over the draft, because if you're just waiting for that one guy, it takes a long time to build an organization. So we need to come out of this draft with multiple players that are going to play on the Detroit Red Wings.
Kenny, when you were trying to be a National Hockey League goaltender, and I was in that era, little goalies, big, huge defensemen. Now, big, huge goalies and little wee defensemen.
Yeah, no,
what has impressed you most about some of these young defensemen? We just had young Quinn Hughes here as well. That's right in your back.
Well, their ability to skate, transport the puck, pass the puck. Obviously, the game has changed dramatically over the course of the last 3 or 4 years, and this draft has a lot of real premier. You would call them undersized, but I don't know if they're going to be undersized in 2 or 3 years. It's sort of it's the trend. I don't know if you can have 6 of them, but I think it's important to have a couple of them. Guys back there that can run your power play, get back, get the puck. We use the word escapability, and get the puck in the hands of your forwards and transition so you're playing on the attack. So certainly Quinn Hughes is one of those guys, and our coach Jeff Blashill obviously had him at the World Championships on Team USA, and Jeff Blashill speaks very, very highly of him, thinks he's going to be a tremendous player in the National Hockey League.
Without asking you who your pick is, of course, is there a
Who's
positional?
Your pick, Kenny?
No,
That's what he does. He puts you on the spot over
We're
there.
not asking you that.
Tell me 1 to 5 first.
Yeah, 1 to 5. Then we'll go from there. No. What is the need that you've identified for Detroit?
Well, we got to obviously build our defense. We
a
got
lot of defensemen in this draft.
Yeah, so we
got
a
top 10.
We took a 1st round pick 2 years ago, Chalowski, who had a good year in the Western Hockey League. 2nd round pick from a couple of years ago, Hronik, played in the American League, was on the American Hockey League all-rookie team. Vili Sarjärvi was a 3rd round pick a few years ago. He had a good junior career, played 1 year in the American League. He got his feet wet. We need to overhaul our defense. Yep. So I would say to you, of our first 4 picks, that 1 for sure, possibly 2 are going to be defensemen. That's a focus, is to rebuild our defense. Our defense is relatively old. They're keeping us competitive, but certainly Gustav Lindstrom, our 2nd round pick from last year. So we've got some defensemen. We're going to continue to draft defense. But it's also in a league where you got to score. So, Michael Rasmussen's our 1st round pick last year, is a big forward. We've obviously got Mantha. We've got Dylan Larkin. We got Tyler Bertuzzi. We want to try to here also draft some players that have got the potential to produce maybe some offense down the road.
You're also on record as saying that you want to sign a goalie. Does that include here in Dallas this weekend? Panger's certainly available. Or is that?
Somebody twice, like 2 Pangers.
Double them up. Good hockey IQ. Is that something you're targeting goalie-wise here in the draft, or is that more towards July 1?
Well, we're going to have to draft some a goalie. We signed a free agent, Fulcher, that played for Hamilton. Had a real good year and helped them get to the Memorial Cup. Another one of our goaltenders had a real good year in the USHL. But they're 19, 20 years of age. We got Jimmy Howard. We need to get a backup. Obviously, we let Peter Mrazek go at the trade deadline. Right now, we haven't signed either goalie in the American Hockey League that were there, Thomas McCullum and Jared Crow. We signed a kid by the name of Rybar, goaltender that played from Slovakia in the Czech League. He's 24 years of age, so I watched him play for Slovakia against Sweden in the World Championships. Played very well. But Jimmy Howard's 34, going to be 35 soon. Obviously, we've got to, over the next year or two, find a young goaltender that can become an NHL goalie for us.
How was it in the first year, going from old, revered Joe Louis Arena to your new beautiful digs there at Little Caesars?
Well, different, obviously. I think it's the most fabulous rink in the world, and it's got all the bells and whistles. It's a fabulous home, but it's like leaving that old comfortable house that you've been in for a long time and had a lot of success.
But for free agents, is that?
But I think obviously the rink, and obviously we got to continue to draft and develop so that some players want to come to Detroit and play in that. And the city is on a big time rebound. Good things are happening in Detroit, and we got to build with the draft, and then some players are going to want to come join us.
Coaches are going there too. You stole one of our own. We certainly appreciate that. But
we're a man down.
We are. Okay. We're a little thin now behind our bench.
All he did was complain, Dan.
Unbelievable.
He's the nicest guy.
I know. Yeah.
He certainly
We're
is.
excited to have him. We're excited to have him.
Very good.
He'd be a great addition to our staff.
We were excited to have you for a couple of minutes. We know it's a busy time for you. So, Kenny, thank you so much.
Thank you,
good luck this weekend in Dallas.